Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. If you're new here, my name is Immy and we talk about all things to do with sustainable living, seasonal eating, and a whole lot more. So if that's interesting to you, then hit that subscribe button and maybe give the video a like if you do like it so that you never miss another video. Just a quick thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video and always supporting my content. Today we're going to be talking about things that I'm not buying this winter, and for me this is personally a good practice, and even though sometimes I wonder why I do make these videos, I realise that it really holds me accountable, personally and I guess online as well. But it also makes me question how the changing of the seasons really affects my desires for things, my wants to buy things, and I just think that that is a really interesting way to look at things. You can see my cat is just found the only spot of sunshine in this room. Questions that arise are things like, do I still love my winter coat? How can I make it last another year? If I do still love it, and I've had it for many years, what about it do I love? And how have I made this timeless in my capsule wardrobe? Those are really interesting questions for me personally to look at, because I think it helps me to make better choices in the future if I am purchasing something again. And I also look at things like, does it need repairing? Because I want to get as much value out of that coat as possible, especially the one that I have now. I've had it for at least 4 years and clearly I love it. Clearly I love the way it looks. So I want to make sure I am keeping up the value of it each year so that it will last me so much longer. So this leads me onto the first kind of category of like outerwear. I'm not buying a new coat because I still love my coat and it's definitely good enough for British winters. I have my puffer jacket. It's a synthetic one that I bought secondhand in 2019. It's pretty warm. I got it for about $20. I'm not actually, because I don't know the brand and it does have a few things that need repairing, but apart from that, it is a pretty good coat. It is short, so it's good enough for the season here. However, I'm not sure if it's going to be good enough for when I eventually move to the US, which we will talk about in the next video. I'll give you a full update on everything that's happening there. So I have my winter coat, I have my short puffer coat, and I have my rain jacket. My rain jacket I've had since maybe 2016, so I've had it for quite a while and I'm still loving it, but it does need a good wash. So I'm going to be hand washing that later today. So even though I split things up into categories when thinking about things that I'm not going to be buying this winter, it's very chaotic and there's no organization to it, and that's just the way that I like it. Yes, I'm into minimalism. Yes, I'm into eco-minimalism, as Shelby calls it, but I'm also into getting the most value out of life and not spending too much time on things that just don't warrant it, if you know what I mean. So doing videos like this really does help me to take stock of what is in my capsule wardrobe. When I say capsule, it really is chaotic, as I mentioned before. It doesn't have all the kind of things that people have with it in terms of color coordination. I mean, most things go with each other, but also I'm not going to be mad if a couple of things don't, so that's not what I'm saying here. It just helps me having fewer things to be able to see everything, and that's one of the big pros of my whole decluttering series that I've been doing to move abroad. I thought that I didn't have that much stuff, and when you go through absolutely everything that you own. So the next thing is winter hiking gear. If you know me or you follow me for a while, particularly on Instagram, I love hiking. I love hiking alone. I love hiking throughout the autumn and the winter, but I have nothing that I need. And when I say I have nothing that I need, I mean quite the opposite. There is nothing that I do need. Usually every year I'll allow myself to buy one thing that I need for my sort of hiking gear stuff, whether that's a jacket or a jumper or a base layer or something like that, so that I can continue to walk through the winter and even in colder climates. Yeah, I really do have everything. I'm not going to be hiking anywhere snowy because the UK is not, especially in the south, and I'm not going to go up to Scotland again. I went up to Scotland for the past 2 weeks for COP26 and it was beautiful, and we hiked up a mountain, which was amazing. But I had everything I needed, and I did forget one jacket, but I just borrowed one from a friend, so I have everything I need. And I'm actually selling a few things for my move. So I have a tent that is a really great tent. We took it to Scotland last year, went wild camping with that for about 10 days. It's a great tent, but my boyfriend also has 2 tents. We don't need 3 tents, so I'm going to be selling mine or giving mine to a friend. Now this one might surprise you, but when I've been packing for moving, because I wanted to pack away all the stuff that I wasn't going to be needing anytime soon, I started to pack away some of my jumpers, and it made me realize just how many that I have, and it's getting a little absurd. So I've been really a bit cutthroat on the culling of my jumpers and of the stuff that I have. Not to the point where I'm giving away anything that I still get a lot of value and use out of, but it just made me really think I just don't need any more jumpers. None whatsoever. You probably already know this. I put a little ban on buying any more grey jumpers that I have stuck to this year. I mentioned that earlier in this year and I have stuck to that. But this one is a ban on all jumpers. I have gym jumpers, I have hiking jumpers, I have everyday jumpers, and I have slouchy jumpers. I have enough to get value in every aspect of my life from my jumpers. I don't need any more. And the same goes for bags. I think I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, and I just want to kind of talk about it again to hold myself accountable, because I have decluttered a few bags. Maybe I didn't talk about it in this things I'm not buying video, but I certainly talked about it in one of my recent decluttering videos. I have a day hiking backpack. I actually don't have a full one because I had one that wasn't necessarily suited for hiking, so I've actually sold that now. But I do have quite a few bags from like Grunbag, for example, because I've worked with them so many times, and even though I love their bags, there are only so many bags that a person can have, you know? So I'm definitely going to be doing probably a giveaway, because I'm not going to sell those because they were gifted to me, and that would be I don't think very good. So I'm definitely going to be finding a way to gift those to you guys, because I know a lot of you like those bags and I want to be able to share them. But yeah, I have a smart bag, a hiking bag, an everyday bag, a side bag, and a bum bag. And a few more, which I'm going to be getting rid of. So definitely not buying any more of those. I also wanted to say that another reason why I love these videos and that I am kind of making this video is, one, I do watch a lot of these videos too. I like to see what other people are not buying or are buying and things like that. But also, again, I am moving, and it completely defeats the point of decluttering all of my stuff if I then just bring more stuff into my life. And also, when it comes to minimalism, I'm not very strict about it, in the sense that I can only have white and grey and black things. Not that that is a rule of minimalism, of course, or, you know, I can't have anything on surfaces, or it has to be very... No. I want my life just to be easier. I want tidying up to be easier. I want waking up and being in a clear space so I have a clear mind, so I can just get to work easier. I just want my life to be as simple as possible, or make the everyday admin of tidying and things like that just eradicated as much as possible, so that I can spend my time doing the things that really matter, like cooking, so that I can cook instead of doing so much clearing up, or that I can, you know, just get to work rather than having to tidy up my entire room before I'm able to start filming anything. So yeah, for me, minimalism is definitely more so about making my life easier whilst also trying to live more sustainably. I just wanted to add that in there because I watched Christina's video just that came up a couple of days ago about, what did she say, Itchy? Minimalism changed her life and then it became really toxic because of her personality and because of some of the things that happen in, sort of talked about in minimalism in terms of extremes. And so I just wanted to, that video really made me think about my own minimalism journey and what value I get out of it. And I think it's just kind of efficiency in my life with the everyday things that I don't therefore have to do in terms of tidying, but also making laundry just easier, more seamless, so I can spend more time doing the things that I love. And also, of course, the sustainable aspect, not bringing things into my life that I just don't need. Now this one, I'm not sure how people will feel about this one, but Itchy, come and sit here please. I'm not going to be buying any new presents. Yes, I love you too. I'm not going to be buying any new presents for my nephews. I did get a bit obsessed when they were first born and could start walking and could start using a bike. Me and my sister bought my oldest nephew a little frog bike, and he's only just started to be able to use it, and we bought him for Christmas last year. So it's also really hard not to get carried away when you are buying presents for your nephews or grandchildren or whatever, because you get so excited about how cute they are. And then you forget, and then you think, oh, I can buy them all of these amazing, cute little sustainable and ethical things that are a bit ridiculous in price, and so my brother's obviously not going to buy them, so maybe I should buy them and then help them. And then you just start realizing that you're cluttering up their home. Even though kids love toys, kids go through phases very quickly. And also there are so many secondhand items out there. And there are also, I came across a shop in London this past weekend that was a charity shop that was dedicated just to kids' clothing. And since they grow out of them so fast, I had to really reevaluate how many things I was buying. But also, a main point is why I thought about this is my oldest nephew's birthday was back in August, but my sister had to take some time off so that we could spend a day with him. And instead of buying him a physical present, we decided to take him to a sort of soft play thing. We spent the whole morning there and had lunch and stuff, and we played with him on everything. Some of those slides are actually terrifying for me as an adult, so I can only imagine how scary they are for a child. But he loved it. He loved the experience. He loved the fact that we put our phones down, we spent all of our attention on him, and we took him out and had this whole experience. And even at 2 years old, you could already see the joy on his face, on the experience that you were giving him and the attention that you were giving him. So yeah, I'm very much more going to go down that route and stop buying the cute, really cute things for the tiny children. Okay, I'm going to say the last 3 things just so that this video doesn't get too long. I'm not going to buy any new tech or any secondhand tech. I mentioned at the beginning of this year I didn't want to buy any more camera equipment, and I think I've done pretty well there. But also no secondhand tech, no nothing. And also I did mention before I'm not going to buy any physical books, and this is something I have definitely found quite hard. I don't really understand what's wrong with me. I just can't not buy them. Yeah, I've accumulated a few books which I just don't understand. So that's something I'm definitely having to work on. And the last thing is no festive decorations or anything like that. My parents are really good at holding on to them and keeping them in safe boxes for each year, because they do have the space to store them. And I get really excited this year because Christmas was so terrible last year, and this year is going to be with the whole family, with my nephews, my brother, my sister, my parents, my brother's wife's parents. Like, there's going to be loads of us, and it's going to be magical because we have kids around, and it just feels like it's going to be more special this year. And I really want to emphasize experiences this festive season, being with people, cooking good food together, and less emphasis on presents and decorations. Although everyone still gets a tree, and I of course will still help decorate it. But instead of getting any new decorations for it, we're just going to use everything that we have before. I think this is easier if you are not someone who owns your own place or is at your own place, for sure. And it might change when I move in with my boyfriend, finally. But also, we're probably going to buy secondhand ones because there's no need to buy new ones when there are so many out there in the world. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I explained a little bit about the process that I'm going through of decluttering and making sure I'm not bringing things in, and how I'm approaching minimalism, and still very much believe that it's a very valuable thing. You just got to find the reasons why you do it. So sustainability and just efficiency are 2 of my main things. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and just before we leave, I want to say a massive thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video and always supporting my content. Squarespace gives people a powerful and beautiful online platform from which to create your website. You can connect with your audience and generate revenue through gated members-only content, manage your members and send email communications, and leverage audience insights. I love creating a community over on Squarespace because I can use their fully integrated commenting system that supports threaded comments, replies, and likes. So if you're interested, head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/sustainablyvegan to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.